So let's jump in for pick and ban.
And we see Taka and Celeste already being taken off the board. Not really much surprise there, but there's that Samuel pick. We actually didn't see Samuel prioritized too heavily in Europe today, but North America, they have been very big on this one.
Definitely not Europe's meta mid laner. It does seem like they prefer Varya quite a bit more. Samuel's still super effective. We did see some pretty good Samuel gameplay out of Europe, but yeah, these bans definitely make a lot of sense. Celeste, not a hero you want to give over, especially at the hands of Old School, who's an absolutely phenomenal Celeste player. Vision Gaming, taking a page out of Europe's draft book, picking up that Lyra first. The question is, do they leave Tony on the board for Tribe, though?
I don't think they should. I think if you go for the Tony here, this is what a lot of teams have been, really wanting to prioritize, but they are going to take the Kroll instead. So Tony will be available if Tribe would like to go that route. And I think it would just, at this point, Tribe, I don't know if they need to force that pick out unless they're worried that it's going to get banned away, because with a Kroll already on the board and the Lyra, it is highly unlikely that Tony actually ends up being a pick for Vision Gaming. But obviously Tribe, they don't want it to get banned away from them, so they're just going to go ahead and grab it.
Gabe Vizzle very comfortable on Tony, definitely a hero that he's been putting a ton of time into. I'm assuming that we're still going to see him in that captain position again this week. I think that he really seemed a lot more comfortable. I think Tribe as a whole seemed a lot more comfortable when he was in that role and putting Max Green up in that top lane. Reza coming off the board, though, another page out of the European draft book. That is not something that Vision wants to give over to the hands of Tribe, because whether it's Joseph or T-Tigers, whoever's stepping up into that jungle role, both of them are very good Reza players.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see if that Kasha is going to come through. Tribe was one of the only teams to run that pick. It was T-Tigers absolutely decimated with. He got such a large early lead. It plays very similarly to the Reza in that, very quick jump in, try and assassinate a target, and then jump out of a team fight and get yourself to safety. So we could easily see the Kashka be a pick for Tribe. And that's one of the things that makes Tribe so dangerous, is just how deep all of their hero pools are individually.
Absolutely. Vox coming out, that's something that we saw played a little bit in Europe, banned once or twice this morning, I believe. So definitely a good pickup for Vision. I believe that is a comfort pick for them. So it'll be interesting to see how Tribe responds. I think Vision knows that Tribe also likes to run the Rona pick a fair amount, so Vox definitely a good counter to that. Just kind of being a little bit preemptive. Tribe going for that Idris, though.
Yeah, Idris, and then a Gwen going to come through. Now, Gwen, this is one of those years when 5v5 first dropped, everyone was playing Gwen. You could not go a game without seeing a Gwen somewhere on the rise. So the fact that we haven't really seen her too much in the preseason just already speaks to how much things have adapted and changed. But I like that Tribe are going back to this pick, because I do still think there's a lot of strength with her. You can check brushes safely by just throwing a buckshot into a brush and seeing if there's someone lurking. You have that 1v1 potential with the aces high, so a really strong pick, and also breaking out of crowd control. We've talked about how important crowd control is on 5v5. Being able to negate even just a little bit of it can be so strong.
Yeah, a ton of flexibility right now in Tribe's draft. I'm assuming it's going to be Samuel in the mid lane, but where Gwen and Idris go, that's really a toss-up, really hard to predict. Gwen actually very strong in the top lane with her skedaddle. That's typically the lane that gets ganked the most, so the fact that she has that skedaddle to be able to get out of that can make her very strong up there. Idris, there's also been some rumors that in North America, Idris getting quite a fair amount of play coming out of the jungle, so I think that would be very interesting to watch as well. But Vision pairing that Scarf now with the Kroll and the Lyra, I really like the synergy between those three heroes.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of just lockdown and then just letting Scarf burn through people on the backside of it. We actually have seen TSM run a very similar composition to what Vision have drafted here. And Vision is this team that I almost expect unconventional drafts out of them. And so when they have a team composition like this, a very conventional draft style, it's almost the unexpected for them, because you're looking for, okay, what are they going to do weird? What kind of trick are they going to try and pull out? And that's the trick this time, is there is no trick.
Exactly. I think that they're learning that now they're in the big boys league. They coming up through challengers, now competing in the VPL. there's not as much room to have as much fun with Vainglory. Things are serious. These are professional teams. And if they want to win, sometimes you do have to conform to that meta. Certainly there are situations where you can go off meta. It can be very good. Very situational, but I really like that they're going a little bit more traditional in today's matchup. I think that that's something that's going to be really good for them in the long run.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there is still the one pick left for them to go something off the wall, but we'll see. It is going to be a Grace for Tribe. So again, we've seen Grace as both a carry and a captain. I would expect it to end up being in the carry role this time around, though, because Max Green loves to play this weapon Grace, loves to just be that super aggressive top lane bruiser with it. But now, again, you open up of who's going to be jungling now. Are you going to have the Idris in the jungle? Are you going to put something like the Grace in the jungle? Like there's a lot of questions of who's going to be where for Tribe.
I think based on just knowing these teams, Max Green definitely, Grace is one of his comfort picks. The fact that he's been a captain for so long, and Grace traditionally played as a captain, that's a hero that he knows inside and out. I'm sure he's been putting a ton of time, definitely between the first weekend and now, to make sure he's expanding his hero pools. That's something that all these players, as they find themselves in these new positions, is something they're going to have to be focused on and making sure they're developing. So I'm still predicting that Max is going to be on the Grace in the top lane. It's going to be a jungle Idris, which I expect Isle of Joseph to play.
And then an Alpha as the final pick for Vision Gaming. This is a very aggressive pick alongside the Kroll especially. Those two are going to be looking to dive deep onto the back lines of Tribe. And if they can be successful, if they can find success, especially early in the game, this is a hard snowballing composition. This is a composition. If they get a lead, then they can really just close out a game quickly.
Yeah, definitely super tanky and something that Tribe's definitely going to watch out for.
Awesome. Well, the picks are in, gentlemen. So let's take a closer look at the players that you think we should be focusing on during this match. All right, Flash, you go first.
Max Green, Tribe Gaming, switching. He started off Saturday in that captain role, switching into the top lane. Everyone thought coming into the season that Gabe Vizzle was going to be that top laner. They've now switched. Max Green is in that top lane. He looked really comfortable, again, on the Grace that we saw last weekend. Even though Hammers was putting on a ton of pressure on him into this top lane, he was making sure he was doing top laner things, farming under turret safely. Basically, the goal is just to survive, don't get put too far behind. And as long as he can continue to do that, I really think he's going to be successful in this role.
Yeah, he was really able to do a great job of not getting pressured too heavily. And that's something that Grace can struggle with. She doesn't have the sustainability that other heroes like we saw in that matchup, the Rona, has. So to be able to hold on to a lane and not fall behind it all is very impressive. But on the other side of the Rise, we have to be focusing on Pool this game. You go back to last week, the one game that Vision had, Pool did not have a strong performance. He did not look very good, and there's really no other ways to talk about it. He was very much focused every single time. He was playing the Baptiste, had almost no impact on the game, was falling very early in every team fight, and if Pool has a better performance, if he makes an impact on Baptiste, that game versus Slightly Salamanders is completely different, likely with Vision on top.
Absolutely. In his defense, he's new to this level of gameplay. He's still adjusting. I think that any player...
That's why we got to watch him. We got to see how he's going to adapt, how he's going to adjust to being at this level.
Yeah, we're just watching the most interesting players on the field right now. So we are just moments away from the start of the match. But before we begin, I really want to hear what Vision Gaming has to do in order to take down Tribe, which was one of the most impressive teams last week.
It's going to be difficult. I think with the composition that they have, they need to be aggressive right out of the gate. They need to be looking for invades. They need to be looking to steal away jungle camps, put pressure on those lanes, especially if you can make that Grace or the Idris, either one of those two, you put them behind, you will find yourself into a very strong position as you go later into the game.
Both Gwen and Idris take a little bit longer than most heroes to kind of ramp up. If Cruel and Alpha are able to apply a lot of early game pressure early on, and they can translate that early game lead, if they're able to build one into that mid game, and then they can start controlling the Ghost Wing when it comes online and just pressuring all the turrets around the entire map, that is what they need to do in order to find success here today.
Yeah, and of course, it's really easy to say that against a team like Tribe, it's very difficult to execute because they're going to know that that's coming. They're going to know, okay, their win condition is to be aggressive early and try and win these early matchups. So I expect Tribe to adapt around that and play maybe a little bit safer right after that, or counter the aggression with aggression of their own, try and make these plays before their opponents have a chance to react. if it goes into the mid to late game and Vision doesn't have that large lead, there is still opportunity because you have this Lyra. You can really, try and bait out opponents, try and catch them off guard, split the team, use the Lyra portals to get onto an individual target. We saw Tilt Rehab do this a couple of times against TSM last week. It's a way you can get yourself back into a game if you've fallen behind.
Do you think that Tribe has been the best in North America so far? Or if not, where do they fall in that order?
I mean, let's be real. I'm super biased. I gotta give it over. I gotta give it over to my boys with TSM. No, they did look sloppy. TSM did in week 1, and I think Tribe looked pretty good, but definitely a huge opportunity for them here today to be able to prove that their mechanics, they've studied EU more, and they've adjusted to that really clean macro play that we've seen out of Clash.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think Tribe is going to be easily top 2. It's tough to say who's top 1 just because we haven't seen as many games from all the teams. We have only seen one game from a few of these teams. So after this week, once these 3 games are concluded and then the 3 tomorrow, I think we'll have a much clearer idea of who is actually number 1 in the region.
Okay, and do you have a top 2, top 3 as well?
TSM Tribe, I can't wait for them to battle it out, not just in the preseason, but especially once the real season gets online, once the stakes are raised much higher. Those are going to be the matches that I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
And for me, I'm really looking forward to what Vision Gaming can do. Coming into this season, Vision Gaming at the end of last year was one of the teams I was most anticipating getting into the Vainglory Premier League or the VG8 last year as it was in the 3v3 format. So I really want to see them be able to continue their trend, their constant rise and constant improvement.
All right. Well, the game is just underway, so let's take you inside Sovereign's Rise right now.
Well, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, we are on the rise. We have Tribe versus Vision Gaming, and we'll be kicking this off very quickly. Some fights, potentially, as they're going to skirmish over some Vision early on. I'm Humanist. I'm joined by Denom Nomine. Noms, how you feeling, bud?
I'm doing great, and let me tell you, I am excited to watch Tribe play here. Obviously, they were talking on the desk about Gabe Vizzle and Max Green switching roles, that top lane and jungle position. And Gabe Vizzle has really been an absolutely fantastic Captain Tony. And when you build that really tanky route and you combine that with the Come At Me perk, it's just a really difficult front line to deal with. He provides that stun as well, the team displacement with that bada boom. So interested to see some plays come out of him today.
Yeah, he's definitely very disruptive on this pick and can be kind of a bully even early on in the lane. He'll be in mid, hanging out there. Max will be up by himself up in the top lane. And of course, down at bottom, it's going to be DNZO with I Love Joseph, just making that rotation through the jungle. All calm across the map right now. How does the aggression play out in this game?
Well, we'll have a lot of early aggression coming out of Tribe, specifically with Gabe Vizzle on that captain. Even
Max
going
Green might be going down. That's going to be first blood up in the top lane. That is actually too easy. Kroll was able to get on target, and he couldn't run away.
Yeah, Kroll with that weapon buff specifically is a really, really big gank potential no matter who your enemy target is. Specifically looking up in the top lane, Max Green on the Grace can dish out a lot of single target damage as well as some AoE splash on the back of the Retribution, that second attack coming out of the basic attacks. And that's something we'll have to watch out for. Grace does not have the escape potential that some of the other top laners or other laners like a Rona or a Glaive or even a Jewel will have that way to disengage. So Max Green does have to play a little bit more cautious in the top lane so that he doesn't get too far behind.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mix, right? Hold on, Invulnerable taking a lot of damage here in mid. He's going to pop that flash, turn it around on Gabe Vizzle. Spectral Smite coming through, Gabe dropping low. Even getting hit with a Spitfire there, but he will be okay. Invulnerable powers himself up in the brush, but he's going to go ahead and move up towards top because looks like they found Max over on that healing camp there. They'll go ahead and zone him out, see if they can steal it away. That's exactly how you want to go ahead and bully the laner right there. Take that region camp, get a little damage on him as well.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Gabe Bizzle was able to make it out of that skirmish in the mid lane. That perk definitely helping him out. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, we have Dienzio and Joseph. They are going to try to put the pressure on Neon Fire and force that wave under turret. And I like that because Alpha, again, just like Grace, does not have that ability to escape. Instead, does have that additional health bar, though. So trying to abuse and push Neon Fire back will slow down some of those rotations, and it really makes it a little bit more difficult for Neon to get out of the spot lane. He doesn't have that opportunity to push.
Gabe got put down by an Imperial Sigil in mid, tried to trade it with Pool, and Pool able to win out on that trade. Nice plays.
Yeah, good plays. A lot going on Sovereign's Rise. A lot bigger than the Halcyon Fold. Still adjusting to trying to spectate the whole map at the same time can prove to be quite difficult. Lightning T was looking for that crystal buff. It is not there for him to take. And Lightning T is actually one player I do want to watch this game as well. Historically, he's had a massive performance in the lane in 3v3, and I'm glad to see him returning to the lane as Max Green is getting pushed underneath the turret here by Lulu.
Yeah, Max getting shoved under the lane, but there's 4 versus 3 here in mid. It's interesting as Tribe makes the kind of collapse in here as with their team, maybe just kind of waiting for that jungle to spawn. Nothing they can take on the map, so they kind of just flex their presence here.
A little bit of damage thrown onto Invulnerable there. That Krull sitting below half health, still well within healthy reasons for a Krull to try to make an engagement, but here we go.
The contest of the Crystal Treant,
cool.
And it's going to be picked up by Tribe. A lot of damage actually going out to Vision as well.
Yeah, Pool actually did almost drop there as well. The Chakram coming out of I Love Joseph doing quite a substantial amount of damage. Does have those 5 crystal bits, does have his ranged auto attacks ready to go, and that is a big spike for the Idris, as well as he's now hit level 6. He has that Shimmer Strike available, and now he really has all the tools that he needs to start chaining together those massive combos with that Chakram. And we'll have to see how he uses that. Obviously, we'd like to see that damage get onto the back line, you know, particularly if he can land one Chakram through Scarf, who's going to be building very high offense and very low defense. He may be able to force Lightning T out early on in the fight.
Oh, he definitely will. And look at the damage already coming out here. Joseph's just putting a little harass down, but this is 2 level 6s to 2 level 4s. Lightning T has made the rotation down, realizing his team needs some help, but an Ace's Eye is going to connect onto the Scarf. Lightning T, get back! 451 damage. He'll pop the Healing Flask, turn to trade with Dienzio. Who's going to take the trade? Lightning T goes down. His teammates can't rotate around to find the help in time. That's an easy kill going their way.
Yeah, we saw Pool coming around trying to assist Lightning T there. Imperial Sigil was still down for a couple seconds, so they were unable to find the kill on Dienzio. He's going to make it out safely. Now that's 2-1 on the board as Pool taking a bit of damage from Gabe Bizzle.
And a bit of damage. Old School's rotated down. I'm not sure Pool knows, but not really a problem there. They're not willing to really commit into this. But you look at the turret taking massive amounts of damage here. Actually, up in the river right above this. There's a lot of damage coming out here as Invulnerable was locked onto Old School. Now he's in a bad position. Lightning T finally making the rotation back out into the lane as the turret drops down in bottom. It looks like no one's actually going to go down here, but a lot of aggression back and forth.
And now that Crystal Treant is up. And it looks like Gabe Bizzle is going to body block out the Spitfires if needed. That one is going to go over to Tribe, extending their gold lead a little bit. They're now sitting about 2,000 in the lead, a little shy. That bottom turret being taken is huge for them, though, because now at any point they can keep that bottom wave shoved up. And that's when we're going to start to see more rotations come out of Dienzio and I Love Joseph, looking to get up into that mid lane, looking to get up maybe even into that top lane. So we'll have to watch the rotations coming out of Tribe, because Tribe, as of right now, one of the top teams in North America. So they are going to be one of the trendsetters here for how this goes, and Ghostwing getting captured.
Gonna be getting captured up down here. Pool getting zoned out. You actually see, it looks like it might be a gank attempt up on top. Vulnerable just moves in. They're just going to lock onto the turret here. An easy turret take. And Max really can't do anything, even with that Ghostwing buff.
Yeah, that was actually really, really good control there by Lulu and Vulnerable. They lost out on their bot turret. They doubled up there in the top. Grace doesn't have the best wave clear right now, especially with just a Storm Crown, can kind of chunk those minions out. But when you have the range of Vox, the Poison Shiv, and Krull up there, who's already past level 6, has that stun, it's way too risky for Max Green to get caught out. give up the turret, push on back, and get yourself an opportunity to reset and find a better fight.
Goodness gracious, Lulu is dominating Max Green here. He's got 2 level advantage up in that lane. Down in bottom, it's going to be a jump. Invulnerable trying to get on target. Little Shimmer Strike to disengage. Zio's going to hit him with the buckshot. Turns around. Huge weapon damage coming out here. This is now 4 versus 2, but Tribe still hanging around as they have Gabe Vizzle and Old School making the rotation in from mid, down into bot. Bada Boom's going to disrupt the fight. Pull with the Arcane Passage. Can he get away? No! One more attack will come on through. That's 2 kills as Vision Gaming dropping like flies down here. Tribe with a huge rotation.
Yeah, Tribe did a great job. Vision, they answered back to losing that bottom turret with a good push top. But Tribe, they were able to find another opportunity where they were able to burst down targets, force the pressure back, and then a great bada boom coming out of Gabe Bizzle just set Vision Gaming in the worst place possible. Tribe was able to clean up 2 more kills, and they were able to get that tier 2 turret down there in the bot lane.
What an amazing fight. I mean, you take 2, you don't lose anybody. That's a feels good, man. Of course, the professional teams are always looking to take an objective. To just be able to get that objective so cleanly and then rotate right back into mid, that's exactly what this team wants to be doing. And currently, Tribe starting to get this chip damage out onto the mid T1 turret, and it should be a matter of time before this goes down, especially if Vision have to rotate to balance anything on the map at all. Speaking of which, Zio's up in the top lane now with Max Green, and they're going to burn right through this turret. So really Tribe kind of applying pressure all across the map.
Yeah, and that's just what I was mentioning earlier, is that once that first turret down, and now even that second turret, we can see how far the wave is forced up. Look how far back Neonfire is farming his wave right now. He's just now starting to move up, but we've got a fight breaking out.
Fight breaking out for sure here. That's going to be a deletion of Invulnerable right off the bat. Now Tribe looking for blood. Who's it going to be? Pull or Lulu? Pull trying to keep his team alive. I think it's DNZO dropping pretty low there, but they're juggling the damage. They turn around. The jump in by Max Green. He's going to be looking to find the kill damage through. Lulu with the Sonic Zoom able to reposition, but the Arcane Passage allows Tribe to chase on through. There's 1 kill. Second kill should be to follow very easily, and Tribe taking another 2, putting those points on the board, increasing their overall net worth advantage. And Old School dropped off of that fight, continues to apply pressure in mid, while the rest of Tribe can apply pressure up in top.
Yeah, and Vision, they did get down that tier 2 bottom turret, but now here comes Dienzio looking to find the kill onto Neonfire if possible. Pretty substantial level and build advantage there, but it's Tribe pushing down that top turret as well. Can they clean this one up? And Vulnerable's here.
Vulnerable is here, turret's down, and Vulnerable taking a whole bunch of damage right off the bat. Now they don't do they have the From Hell's Heart? But this is kind of sketchy. He was thinking about jumping in, but that's the Dead Man's Rush burned to block off the From Hell's Heart, and that's a Phil's bad man right there.
Yeah, it definitely is. Gabe Bizzle, one of the most mechanically skilled captains I've ever really seen in Vainglory, no matter what region you're looking at. And you know, obviously turning back, blocking that one up, just making sure that his carries are able to get out safely. They maintain their lead 6-2.
Zio's
They're
isolated. They jumped onto Zio. He'll go ahead and reflex, but they're able to get the kill. That was Dienzio overstepping himself in a nice collapse, a nice call by Vision. Let's see if they look for more here.
Yeah, it looks to be a 4-4. Can they get the kills, though?
Invulnerable wants to jump in, but he's taking way too much damage. It's gonna be the Fountain coming out. They put the Scarf to sleep and put him to death? I don't know. Pull. Gotta get yourself back out of here. Repositions nicely to keep Invulnerable alive just for a short duration. He'll go down as well. Just Tribe able to pick up 2 more, and now this should be mid-turret going down quite easily.
Yeah, Lulu trying to get some split push, but he's found by Dienzio.
Has he been found? Oh, just go ahead and back him off. Not a big deal.
Yeah, but another Ghost Swing now getting started up by Tribe, looking to get that buff, looking to get a little extra gold in their pockets. And with that additional defense, they may be looking to find themselves another fight where they can push down some more objectives. They get another Crystal Treant there. Neonfire is just going to go ahead and use that Termination Protocol to get out. Now, that's kind of rough for them because now it's going to be a sizable cooldown where Neonfire's not going to have that additional health bar that he has for his defense.
Absolutely. I'm not sure. Have Vision Gaming picked up one of those Crystal Treants this game? I feel like every single one I've seen Tribe over there taking it.
I saw Lightning T with a crystal buff earlier, but it's been a while, so I have to see what they're able to do here as Tribe's trying to push.
trying to push here, but Lightning T starting to get to a point where you kind of have to respect the fact that there is a Scarf on the map. You have to kind of dodge out some of these Spitfires. Can't stand in the goop at this point, but definitely still not something that's putting a lot of fear in the hearts of Tribe. Right now, actually, Tribe still sending Lulu into this top lane, forcing Tribe to fight with 4. The Tribe really not caring about that. You see the drifting dark, they move forward, Malice and Verdict connecting, the splash damage connecting on 3. Zio's down in bottom, taking the turret and putting damage onto Neon Fire. So Tribe have spread vision across the map and are just kind of taking advantage of their power spikes here. Like Neon Fire thinking about jumping onto Zio, but they don't see that Gabe Vizzle's made the rotation. He's put into the infinite reboot. Old School's here. Neon Fire is going to get booted up, but taunted back and taken down. Tribe up 9-3. Bada Boom on forward, blocked off though. The turret's going to fall. Pulls low, he's going to go ahead and get back. This should be the armory going down here. I don't think Tribe should be even losing any heroes at this point. They'll take the armory. Could even stick around if they wanted to, but this is a clean objective take and they should get out of here.
Yeah, they're gonna be able to get out, and Lulu unfortunately spent a lot of time trying to split push that top turret, was unable to do so. Max Green is scaled up enough that the Storm Crown clears out minions incredibly quickly, especially with that splash hitting onto multiple targets. Looks like he's building into a Shattered Glass as well. That's gonna provide a big burst of heal to the to whichever one of his teammates needs it at the time, as well as some damage reduction. So Max Green kind of like a second captain here, relying pretty heavily on Old School and I Love Joseph to have a lot of that big sustain damage, and Dienzio to be a very bursty hero trying to get someone down to like an executable health bar level.
Well, trash talk here from Gabe Vizzle, pulling vision backwards toward Blacklaw as Blacklaw just landing on the map. We're 15 minutes in, 9-3 advantage over the Tribe, and this could be it could be a game-ending fight here potentially. We're getting to that point in the game right now. And both teams kind of circling around this Blacklaw. A lot of vision going down. This is the point denominator. I think everybody knows where once this objective comes down, it's like everybody's fighting to just get that vision advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see Tribe right now clearing out a lot of vision, but vision, they have a little bit down themselves. You see that one sitting underneath Blacklaw right now, including that one behind the Blacklaw pit. So those are important vision marks that Tribe really needs to try to spot out if they want to make a push for that objective.
I think this is also kind of, I don't know if they did this on purpose, but they definitely showed themselves up around Blacklaw, kind of forced this feeling like, hey, we're going to do something here. All of the vision goes down from Vision Gaming, and Tribe has full control of vision down on the Ghostwing. So they move down, that's an easy take. They'll see him coming from a mile away there. That was really smart.
Yeah, absolutely. And now with that buff, they can start up the Blacklaw, and if a fight does come, they'll have that additional barrier, that defense that's going to provide them a little bit of a safety net. Here we go. Big fight potentially breaking out here, though.
Give me the big steal. The silence comes on through, but that's Tribe grabbing the Blacklaw. The fight will continue. They're on to Lulu. Lulu with Sonic Zoom back to reposition here. Invulnerable can't tank up the fight. Gets taken out. This is one kill to start this off. Tribe plowing on forward. His vision taking a lot of splash damage. Second kill comes on through, but they've taken down Dienzio. A nice kill for Vision Gaming. Neon Fire, can he reboot? He will reboot, but he's low. He's chopped down as well. 3 dead for Vision Gaming. Blacklaw pushing down mid lane, and Lightning T isolated and not on the side of the map he'd like to be on here. Lightning T, time to dance, buddy. He can't do it. He's taken down. That's the ace. And now Tribe are going to look to just go ahead and push this one on down. These will have a couple players respawning here, but this is Vision Gaming just completely on the back foot.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Now, Blacklaw does have quite a bit still to go through. He's got the armory, and alone he does not take it very quick. But we see Max Green and Gabe Vizzle here. Can they end the game off this push, though?
I think if they get any kill at all, they definitely can. There's potential that they can end the game even if they don't get a kill, but if anyone goes down, it's a for sure. What do you see? They kind of just all focus their damage down. That's going to be the Vein Crystal getting chopped to pieces. And game 1 going to Tribe. I don't think a lot of surprises there, but you know, Vision Gaming putting in a little bit of work. It was just Tribe, nice rotations, and kind of mechanically taking advantage across the map.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Tribe, again, one of the top teams in North America right now, put on a great demonstration here in proving that. Again, they ran kind of a double captain almost scenario here, where the only damage on Max Green was the Storm Crown. And while you will get a little bit from Shatterglass on the Holy Nova and the Benediction, the real benefit here was that massive 950 heal that was coming out of Max Green, helped keeping the rest of the team alive, specifically